Okay, welcome everyone. My avatar is not there. Great. Give me a really short moment. Ah, there it is. Wonderful. Now it updated. And welcome everyone to today's streams. I am Fairy, your lovely host on this channel, and I can't wait to get started with the project I have in store for you today. We were going to be drawing this beautiful dragon that everyone loves. Lugia, the Guardian of the Seas. At least I believe it's the title. Anyway, this looks obviously really weird, as it is just a sketch, a concept sketch to be more precise, as I wanted to have it a bit more, why not? You know? I was really troubling finding the right position I wanted for this, so I figured I should make a really rough concept sketch, just a basic idea on how it's supposed to look. So yeah, if you need to see pictures of actual Lugia, here you go. Oh, Lugia. I know what it is, but there's just something about this beautiful dragon. It's not dragon type, by the way, but it's a dragon. You can tell me anything else, but it's a dragon. And I don't know, it just captured my heart. So you might already see a basic idea what we're going to do here from the drawing design. So it's supposed to be stormy, a bit in the action. I want him to use some sort of, whirlwind, arcane, probably more flying type attack, no water. And above the seas. I don't know if we even will going to see the sea in the end, because the idea is to have a fade out to white at the edges. That's actually one important part for me in this design, that I want the edges to go toward white. For further reasons, you will have to wait for the final reveal of the fully finished design. But the whole idea is, why do I want to draw Lugia? Part of the reason that it's an amazing Pokemon, and who wouldn't want to draw it, is that I want to make sort of business card with Lugia. Let me put the music a little bit less loud for me. I just feel like I'm talking too much against the sound right now, and that is uncomfortable. Now, back to my short introduction of today's concept. I want to make a business card that is Pokemon themed. For some of you might already know that come from before I started YouTube streaming. I've been active on Twitch a little bit here and there. I started this year to collect Pokemon cards, because I'm so obsessed with Pokemon since this year. Pokemon Legends Arceus really hit the spot, and I was already hyped since Pokemon Snap new Pokemon Snap came out. I loved the old one, and the new one was just great. It's just great. Nothing to say. Yeah. So I started collecting Pokemon cards, and since I do also sell very rare cards to get a little bit of my money back that I invest in my collection, I figured it would be cool to have like a little business card of mine coming along, you know? Nowadays you can customize almost anything, so you can put custom illustrations on whatever you want. I've done stuff like that before actually in the past, so I want to market it out a little bit more. I never did something for Pokemon in general, but since my boyfriend always been big in trading card games, which is the only reason why I even considered starting one like Pokemon, I would have never considered buying Pokemon cards if it wasn't for my boyfriend inspiring me to collect something like that. I did some projects for him actually. He is currently collecting the Digimon card game, which is cool. It never hooked me. I'm not the biggest of playing card games, to be honest anyway, so I'm more of the collector side. I also like painting the cards. I did 2 of them or 3. It's a bit difficult with Digimon. I did one of the Digimon cards, but they are mostly very full art already anyway. So extending the card image to a full art image doesn't really work. I mean, I'm really proud on how the one card I did turned out, but yeah. I wanted to actually look out some of my projects. Here, I should have them all here in these old images. I don't think I have on my PC any examples. But, show the least of all one. So this is, for example, one I did. Those is Angelomon and Lady Devilmon. I like the idea when I made those that those are for sleeves, and I like the aesthetic of having like a car where I have it flipped. I did two of them actually. Let me shortly see if I find the Rosemon. For myself, I did Rosemon. Like I said, I wanted to like the game because I love the Digimon franchise. Just never turned out. And I did for myself Rosemon. My boyfriend liked it so much, so I did the Angelomon and Lady Devilmon film. I did Rosemon and Rosemon Burst Mode. So it's like a little upgrade for Rosemon to be even stronger. You see here's even more the card aesthetic that I then copied into this. Was just more detail with the wings and all. And another thing that I did, as soon as I find that, should I see if I find the full version so it makes more sense to you. Gosh, I don't think I will find it that easily. Might put it on private projects. No. Where the hell did I put it? Sorted all my projects and now I can't find them. Rip. Well, I guess I have to go with the other artwork. I had one folder for all my website images I uploaded, so I have it there. It's another one, it's a bit small. But this is actually, you know, those gigantic mouse pads you can buy, and in trading card games you use something like that as just a mat under the area where you play. That way you have the chance to protect your cards even more. Yeah, like you sleeve your cards up so they don't get dirty, and then you play on a mat so your sleeves don't get dirty. And generally to protect your cards and your sleeves, because usually you have pretty sleeves. You usually, the more prettier your sleeves are, you often put on even over sleeves, so you sleeve them twice. You have a sleeve with an image on the back, and then you have a clear sleeve just to put above that to protect the sleeve. Crazy, I know, but it's just supposed to protect cards and beautiful custom images, because the moment one of the sleeves is damaged, you're not allowed to use the sleeve to play, because then it could be a way of having marked the sleeve. And if you mark a sleeve, then you could cheat. So always protect your sleeves and your cards. Cards are valuable, and sleeves you need to look like you're not cheating. Obviously. So yeah, I made this in a wallpapery size to make it fitting on a mat. Also, I looked at the top here, I made a little counting area. In Digimon, you work with a memory counter, how much energy you have. Memory and it is energy in that case. So there was some element I incorporated, but I can't find the image where it is on it. As I obviously had to do it for the final print. So yeah, in this case I really want to push out the illustration side of my skill set, which is why I figured I make wonderful Pokemon artwork, put it in the front, in the top, so in this area, and then on the bottom I can put like my name and a QR code to my website and all that stuff to market myself. So that's what we're gonna do today, to shortly access my idea. Now, let's get started. I think I talked long enough. We're 60 minutes already in and I haven't made one stroke that I didn't erase because it was just to mark an area. First off, we put our things down. This one I don't really need. I will have it slightly. It was really just to set the mood. And this one is just my basic pose. Probably will work a bit out of that. I just really needed to figure out the pose because I made like 6 or 5 sketches on paper and I didn't like them. So when I realized I want to work on this project today, I knew I had to make something. Anyway, let's look for an image where Lugia is crying out loud so I can see his mouth open for better reference for that. And let's get drawing. First of all, we will work out the sketch to make it a bit more precise. Oops. That is not the pen I wanted to do. There we go. That was also not what I wanted to do. Wrong direction. We changed the opacity. There we go. It looks a bit weird with the thundery thing, so I just played a bit around. It's gonna be alright though. So, first I really want to get the mouth right, because that's my biggest issue. And if I can't get the head right, what's the point of keeping on drawing the pose? The rest is a bit of ease. I'm just struggling a bit with this mouth open pose. I'm gonna be honest. So, I know, I felt like in every sketch I didn't do it right. And so before I want to do anything else, I need to figure out how to do the mouth. First, I will work a little bit more geometric. Words are hard. So this is basically how I did do it. It looks a bit weird, but yeah. I feel like open mouths are a bit difficult for me to adjust the face when it is really open. I always feel like it looks so weird when I open up the mouth. Like, it's okay to have a little bit, like in my character, I just make the mouth open, but if it really goes to a screaming way, especially with creatures like that, you need to count how the jaw is moving. I feel like in most of my sketches it always looks weird, so I take a little bit extra time. It also gets the pointy parts here. Give Photoshop a moment. There we go. Why did it change? Let me close the folder, it's inconvenient. There we go. So, for a moment I wasn't sure if I unmuted myself, but I'm pretty sure I did. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, how can you not be sure about that? So, next we do the blue part. Like I said, it's really geometric, focusing on getting it right. I think I don't make the other thing showing, it just makes no sense in this pose. This is like hiding behind his neck, so it should be... I know. Whenever I draw his neck, it looks so weird. Looks like the neck is not the size the mouth wants it to be. Or the head wants it to be more sure it's not just a mouth. So, you get the basic shape. Just not for the eye. Eyes is simple. You just make a triangle and go like that. It's not perfectly triangle, but you get the point. The upper one is a bit more round, but we are working a bit less with rounds in the hand just to get the basic shape right now. I'm really happy how it looks. Obviously, it needs some clearance, but that's a good mouth. Oh my. Next, we go for the blob shaping body. Lugia is a chunky boy, which is why I once cosplayed him, because I'm a chunky girl. Chubby girl. It looked so weird. I was so proud how I did it because I made it myself. It was so terrible. Like, it was really well made for an amateur, but it was terrible. And I loved it. Like, I used so much foam on the hands and the tail. The tail, I loved the tail. No question asked, I love the tail. I put some white shorts I had and I wasn't using that much and just made this foam tail and then sword suit? No, put it on the pants. Just to have it connected. It really stayed good in the shape. I mean, sometimes I need to be careful, especially outside. White gets so quickly dirty. Um, the arms were disappointing. I used just anything I could get, not the best quality stuff because I was a broke student living in high school life, not having money like every person in the world. But yeah, children don't have money either, especially not for such projects. No, I don't have money for that project either, but I spent all my money in Pokemon cards, so of course not. Um, I want to highlight that it has different points. Usage, no. Get the indent right. This is just a sketch, so I don't have to mask the fingers perfectly. Do want to make 4 dots though. Because those are in the end the fingers. There we go. Anyway, I was proud of the cosplay, even though it looked weird, and yeah, I felt pretty. I had super cheap makeup for my face to keep myself completely white. Probably all stuck to the wig I got, but I felt pretty. How couldn't you feel pretty if you're the most amazing Pokemon in the 7 seas? It was nice. My boyfriend had this shiny Umbreon Kigurumi. It's one of these onesies, those fluffy ones, and we were Pokemon partners. Just 2 Pokemon chilling on a convention. What else could they be wrong? Okay, I want those to be partially in, only partially, and I need to probably fat it out a bit. Like this. So you see the thumb area, which is, it's weird. Sometimes it's more on the outside, sometimes it's not. Should probably plan the thumb too. Like I want it to be here. Probably should work a little bit more 3D. Anyway, the wings were terrible. Tried to make them like workable, and I mean they were okay, but I would do them differently if I ever would make a Lugia costume again. Definitely differently. That's the fun. There was things, little stories of my fun time as child, trying out different hobbies, because who doesn't like trying out different hobbies? Um, should always recommend you. Be creative. Be free. It's not always easy to get all you need, but if you can get something done, it will be happy. And you will have fun even if it's terrible. No one will hate you for having a terrible costume, because heck, everyone, either they couldn't do better, especially without money and doing it themselves, or they know where you come from. It, because they made the experience, they made terrible costumes too. So yeah, never be afraid to just have fun and create stuff. People did that too. Next we have the tail, which I don't have starting there, will look weird. So, the tail is obviously not done, because it has the spikes here that I didn't do in my sketch because there was unnecessary detail. I also didn't did this thing there. And what I also didn't do, which I obviously include in my costume, just saying, is those petals. It was also fun. I made these petals just sewing at the back of the top. Ooh, I made this blue pattern on. I just completely even forgot I made this costume until now. I didn't completely forget, but I ignored it, to say the least. It's nice to think about it again. Right now, I still go to conventions. I mean, ignore Corona at this part. Obviously, no one could go to convention in Corona, but the hype to go to those definitely went down. It just became so generic, like, and the biggest ones close by could go. One is one anime one, where I wore my Lugia costume, and this little booths there to buy stuff are great, but if you don't have money to buy stuff, it's well, boring. Not forget that you see the same booths everywhere in Germany. Like there's at least 5 booths of every product type usually, and so it's a bit boring. Especially if you can go to another convention like Gamescom and have the same. Gamescom is a bit. I mean, I was to the recent one this year. You noticed the damage Corona did to it. And some of the game companies either screwed up that we usually got hyped for before, like Blizzard. We're not so hyped anymore for Blizzard, and they always did such great big displays. It was always fun looking around what Blizzard did, but not just in their tent, they also kind of went in a terrible direction recently. So that's a bummer. Then there's obviously also Riot Games, as a huge League of Legends fan myself, which stopped coming a while ago, which is so sad. Like my first, really first convention, Riot Games were still there, and since then they never attended Gamescom again. Anyway, I don't know how I sidetracked to that topic. Let's get back to the Pokemon topic. As you can see, I did my first basic sketch. I'm still not happy with this hand. It looks ugly. But maybe the next step will do. As you probably already saw in my last stream, I like to layer my sketches. Put this one more down. Still has value, you see those effect, but I can just do it myself another time. Let's go a bit darker. Now let's really work out things. I really like how this arm turned out though. At least some light for these dark times, right? So, yeah, that's a Lugia. Nice. I know, what else should it be if I draw a Lugia? But still, it's important to enjoy the process and acknowledge your progress. I can be so clingy of myself, so it's important that I see the progress I make and not just judge stuff. Like, yeah, some might not turn out as great as I want it to be. So, I would start by just making blobs for the areas that I made for the fingers, because as you can see, it goes a bit down, and I think the best check is to just make like that. You always have to remember when you draw Lugia, it's like a hand. Like a really, really flat out hand. Like if you took, I don't know what I call it. You know, when you, like if it's you, mm, what is the word? Like a flattened out hand. Let's just go with that. It's not what I wanted to say, but it gets the point, right? So I always treat Lugia's wings like flatted hands. And you will start to see your progress. There we go. Again, just leave the wings out. Like, don't want it to look like just a copy of something. Lugia is such a iconic pose that it's hard to make something new out of it without just copying it. But you want to keep the essence of it, so you keep making the same poses. At least that's my thought on it, you know? Correct me if I'm wrong. I just want Lugia to look as Lugia as possible. And then I happen to make similar poses as they already are because he already looks so great. And I feel bad because I don't want to copy it, I want to make something astonishing. Okay, now we go for the whole, it looks like a hand, so I draw it like a hand thing. There we go. As I said, it looks like an. Just put that and there we go. A wheat cartoony hand. I will adjust it a tiny bit. I think it's a bit too wide. Oops. I always forget that I changed the mode last time. Hmm. There we go. I mean, there will be some effect above it anyway, so you might not even see it all. I'm at least very much more happy with this than I was before. And I'm sure in color it will look even better. I mean, in final lines, straight and not so crooked. I really should do more Pokemon artwork sometimes. Like painted cards. I drew a few Pokemon, but it's been a while. I also actually made a cute little artwork of Lugia with baby Lugia and put it on a wood, on a chopboard for breakfast. Here's in German. People like to eat bread for breakfast. It's not a international thing, I know, but it's something we do in German. I don't like it either, personally, but I figured it's a good use for it. Like, if you want, I'm terrible in finding. I want to do something that you can use whenever it comes to physical stuff and crafting stuff. Because what's the point of making something and then just have it lie around? So even though I don't have many use for it, it has some. I need to maybe minimize this a bit so I get more use. Okay, this feed is smaller than this and it looks better, so we adjust this. Better. So that's one of my favorite Pokemon drawings I made. Just especially I made baby Lugia on it. I know, did you guys ever watch the anime? I know what season it was. But it was one without Rocco, I believe. There was this other guy, I think his name is Tracy. And they were traveling from Ireland still. Or was his name a different one? In German I think it was JC or Tracy. And he also had a Pikachu, I believe. Or they met a guy on that episode again, and that's a friend, and they knew them, and then we met him when he had a Pikachu with a little different kind of hairstyle to separate them. Anyway, the guy was a photographer, I believe. There is at least one Tracy photographer guy there, but I don't think it's the same guy. It doesn't matter. At least there was an episode where they met a Lugia with its baby. And Team Rocket tried to capture it. It was, I think, with Cassidy and Butch too. You know, the rivaling colleagues of Jesse and James that Jesse hate, and nobody actually cares about Butch, but he is there too. And it was so cute seeing baby Lugia enjoying his life with mommy or daddy. Wouldn't be the first Pokemon that is a creature in the sea that's raised by its dad. But everyone assumed it's the mom. I don't know if it was called in the anime out as the mother. What's the thing? An idea of a baby legend Pokemon that was just so cute. So my wood burning piece is actually Lugia with its baby Lugia. So adorable. I think I even had the tails connected like that. Ah, no. Just the tip of it holding tails, and it was so adorable. It is still adorable. I think it faded a little bit in the cleaning process. I don't use it that often because A, I don't have a reason to use it that often, and B, to preserve the image. Yep, I'm happy with this. I will scale it a bit bigger because I just drew it on there, but I always wanted to have it bigger. It is, after all, the main focus of the artwork. And this one is a bit small. But it's Lugia, alright. I think we can put this one out too. I know now the idea of the concept. You know, when I just leave for, flair. Last time with my VTubing character, I forgot to scale. Also wanted to scale her bigger, but I forgot. I don't need much space at the bottom, but I want some. Might make it a tiny bit smaller. You just need to make sure it sits enough in the middle of the image so my drawing idea comes off. Well, there we go. I might make it a bit more chunky. Again, like Lugia is a bit more of a chunky boy. This is a Lugia on a diet. Yeah. And we want our Lugia to be healthy and not on a diet. No, I just deformed the rest too much. I just paint over it. Oh, by the way, anime. Did you guys watch Journey? I didn't watch the Master series, so like the second part of it, but I did watch the normal Journey um thing. Like there's Journey Master series or Master Journey, and I think Ultimate Journey, and I'll watch the normal Journey part, so the beginning of everything, and the first episode just starts out with a Lugia. How cool is that? They ride on Lugia and get to travel and become friends with him. I'll get the manga of that episode. So, the first manga of the series. Still debating if I get the second. We have it in store now, it just came out. But there will be no Lugia in it. As I feel like the manga is even faster paced than the anime in a few things. Like, I don't know, Libello? I'm so terrible. I watch the anime in German, so I don't know the English names, but the fire starter of Gen 8. It's Hoplo in German, but I doubt that's the right name. Libello should be the final form. I don't know if it changed name in English too. I feel like it's a good name for English too, but the bunny, the fire bunny. And I wished it would take longer to evolve. Like, especially the first evolution from first stage to second stage was so early in the anime, and I wished I had seen a little bit more of the first stage bunny. Just a tiny bit. The spacing between the second evolution was fine. It was completely fine. You get to see a lot, and they made special episodes that I didn't saw because they went on the side I watched it. But I heard about them. But yeah. The hand is so much bigger than this one. But I wanted this to be in the front while this is in the back, so it makes sense, right? No, I should not scale it like that. Try to just make it bigger, but I think the easiest way is really to just drag it down. Could you please react to my scaling? Thank you. Anyway, now that we have that done, we can slowly figure out the next Yeah, I think this is alright. Let's just make sure it's still centered. We might even do some self-centering here. It's always a way of feeling. I might even scale it out a little bit more. I just feel like I'd rather have the edges cut out a bit in the end than having too close to the edges for what I want to do, because there will be some cutting. There's no way there's never the perfect size for things. Even if you use the measurements you've provided with, there's never the perfect sizing. That's why I want it to be ready to be cut out. Might even go a little bit smaller. There we go. I also want to work with a little white crisp edge, because I would like to make the fade to the edge be white. That's why my idea is to make him use his ability to have a white edge, complete white edge. Let's see how good that will work in the end. But for now, we focus on our beautiful, if not marvelous, Pokemon. I'm thinking about putting the background out. It's a bit distracting. I should be fine. No. Let's just get a basic gray and a bluish gray. Maybe even go to darker bluish gray and a gradient. Not like that. There you go. This sets a great mood. Oh. Thank you for not reacting again, Photoshop. I love you too. There we go. Now that we have a moon, let's work on the line. Go to my favorite line brush. My currently favorite line brush. You know when things like that change. You can always change. And work out more. A bit smaller. Give it a little bit bigger place for the mask, so we can make the eye even bigger. I love drawing eyes, even if they're simple like Pokemon eyes. Since I love having bigger eyes, I give this Pokemon bigger eyes. There we go. I might even change the shape a bit. It depends on the way it's drawn. No, I keep it like that. I think that's fine. I was looking, some make it a bit more sharp. Some style earlier. That's a bit too big for the eye though. Lugia's eye is actually rather small in there, so we keep it small. I just extended the light a bit to see better where I want to go. Where do I want to come? Always important that you have in mind that the shapes do exceed each other and come from the same line, even if you cover them. Like he doesn't get a dent in here, that would look weird. Now we make those. Those are actually just part of his mouth shape, so we erase them in. And I do like to keep the style similar to the Pokemon one. I also make my own out of it. Yeah, that looks weird. I mean, obviously I also work with outlines, but I generally work with outlines, so that's nothing unusual. I actually like the idea of this making it look like it twists. There we go. So, what is everyone's favorite Pokemon, by the way? I mean, if you're watching it, you probably have at least heard of it, and there must be some design anyone knows. If you really never looked at any Pokemon, then, well, you're lost. You don't have to play the games to like Pokemon. For instance, when I was small, the mother of a friend of mine, apparently her favorite Pokemon was Geodude. I have no idea why this one, but she didn't have any interest in it, but her kids loved it, so she at least saw them. I don't even know the name, just describe it. Maybe I recognize it. The newer ones are a bit difficult for me. Because I haven't played Gen 8, Sword and Shield. It just didn't appeal to me. I know, it just didn't. It looked so stupid. I didn't like the starters, I didn't like the legends, didn't like the whole idea. The only thing I liked was Ponyta. Galarian Ponyta. You don't buy a game for one Pokemon. And the reviews weren't the best, and I don't know, I thought Pokemon was dead for me. Not in general, it obviously was thriving, but for me. Thought I was just out of because Didn't find fun in the games, playing the game for long. I love collecting, but it just get bored so easily that I've just thought it. I had my fun. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu was great, but that's it. And Eevee. I took Pikachu because of the version exclusives, but personally I like Eevee more. Barely didn't make in time for a sneeze. Didn't want it to sneeze in your guys' ears. That would be rude. Anyway, so that's my thought on the old gen. I know. I just couldn't find anything appealing in there for me, so it's okay to not like every game. I don't even mind the graphics. A lot of people apparently rant about the graphics. Ever since Pokemon Legends Arceus, I realized how many people are mad about the graphics. They're not wrong. Hell no. Other games do much better, even from Nintendo, but I think hating a game just for its graphic. I also have this one streamer which is playing League, and he recently looked at it and was like, how can Pokemon players be so forgiving for the graphics? And I'm like, I get your point. Stop ruining my fun. I wasn't even actively typing, it's just my thought. I randomly got to talk about it. I know. I know a lot of people have a big eye on the graphics. I just don't care. I just don't care enough to make it a big whims. Because some graphics look croaked. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm someone who doesn't play Minecraft because I hate the pixelated graphic. Probably a great game, I just couldn't find fun in it. I'm not a fan about the graphic, how it is there, but I don't hate it for it. I'm just like, this is not the type of game I like, but people like it. It's accepted in this graphic, and it will be accepted in this graphic style forever. So why do people need to be so rude to Pokemon? Sure, they could do better, but and I'm gonna not kid you. Ignore the overworld, but look at the Pokemon in the trailers. Look at Dragonair, how smooth and beautiful its body is. Look at the fluffy fur of Arcanine. Those Pokemon look amazing, and I can't wait to own them all. So, maybe they're slow, maybe their focus is wrong. Not on everything, but they do improve the Pokemon. But yeah, the new game will have Pokemon I like. I'm a huge fan of Sprigatito. I think Sprigatito actually will become one of my ultimate favorite Pokemon. Because it's so freaking adorable, and I'm so scared about the starter evolution. The evolution lines are now currently leaking from people who hacked the game and cracked the game or what, something like that. And I've been watching all the leaks from the get-go, from the first release. Thanks to Legend Arceus, there's one YouTuber I've been watching religiously every video. There was Pokemon news related, and that's some gameplay of other games I didn't want it to see. And I watched them all. So I'm really invested into looking, and I was so excited for the new leaks and finding out what the game will offer. But I don't want to see all the in-game leaks already that are not official. It's weird, right? Always couldn't wait to hear more about new Pokemon. Now that I could see all the new Pokemon 2 weeks or 1.5 weeks. Actually, it's around a week. We have already Thursday and it comes out next week Friday. Like, I get people that say they don't want to see some, they don't want the leaks, they want to go in blind, and I get people who want to see all the leaks. But I'm like, I just want to see enough to know what it's like. And I was so excited for Pokemon sharing the starter evolutions. Really wanted them, but I kind of don't want to see leaks about them. Is this weird? I don't know. I just think it will be nicer to wait at this point. So, I'm not going to see the leaks. I know any Paradox Pokemon, they've been teased in the last video, so, official video. So get on with it. There are Paradox Pokemon. If you want to know more about it, watch an official leaking channel that covers those infos, like A Drive, which is what I'm looking at. Um, but the news channel shared one of those Paradox Pokemon, not ignoring the fact that the legendaries maybe probably also be Paradox Pokemon in some way. But that's just a theory at this point. So, yeah, I know the main thing what comes out. I know some concept they want to go for without images and just the ideas of Pokemon that haven't been shown. I know that they showed 2 dog Pokemon new and there will be 4 in total, which probably also all will evolve. We only seen the first stage, probably the first stage. They're too small to have a stage before them. And now you're like, why are you talking spoilers? But what I'm talking about is not much. I'm just saying, oh, there will be Pokemon that look like dogs. What a revolution. And there is Pokemons that call Paradox Pokemon. What does Paradox Pokemon even mean, huh? If you don't watch the leaks, you don't even know what it's mean. So it doesn't matter that I say something about them. Because you can't actually work with what I've giving you. I try not to leak you. I'm just trying to talk about the topic in the most sensory way possible. Anyway, then I think that's enough examples of what they're shown before people actually get mad. um, that's the thing. I really liked finding out about that, and there's this one guy that makes mostly riddles. Seeing I'm too stupid for those riddles, I believe, or I'm just not motivated enough and not enough into the fandom because some riddles might use some practice. So it's so cool to see all the theories around it, and people will effectively look for those channels that put out the info, even though most of them are fake, looking at the darker sides of the internet with 4chan and all that. I wouldn't do that. So it's nice to have just compilation of it. Also watch videos of people voicing over memes from Reddit. So I guess I just like compilations of content. Look down to the fun parts of it and interesting parts. And I even like looking at fan concepts for the starters. Like what there could be. I just don't want to, I don't know, see them in game if we're supposed to figure it out in game and then spoiler myself beforehand. A little bit of surprise will be fun. It's also another thing why I don't watch many Let's Plays if I find games compelling. I don't want to be spoiled in the story. I wanted to know what the new Pokemon looks like, but I didn't need to know the story. I don't want to see the story. I'm more than fine with only knowing one of the Titans and finding out who the other ones are and how they look like later myself in privacy and in fun. So, yeah, my little thought on Pokemon and watching leaks and all that. I'm just so excited about it. How can you? It was fun. Yesterday, someone came in store and the kid asked if new cards are already out because the new set comes tomorrow, but it's a kid, so he doesn't know. And he never said exactly what he needed. He just said, "Is the new set out?" Now, I knew he meant Pokemon because I knew the next Pokemon card set is coming out, but I was like, you need to be a bit more specific, kid." And yeah, it's kind of fun. The mom was then like, they can't think about anything else, and I'm like, yeah, with the new set coming out in 2 days and the new game coming out next week, how is anyone supposed to think about anything else? Yes, I know there are people not excited for Pokemon, but for someone that is, how? I read is more fun than thinking about something you're excited about. The new set actually will have Lugia on his box art, which is also not the reason why I'm drawing Lugia, but just one more reason to push this project to a final end. Box art means it's on the uh, booster boxes and on the booster itself. There are always 4 or 5 Pokemon, mostly 4, sometimes 5. And they put Lugia on it, and then there's also Lugia in it, obviously, and it's the most expensive card you can pull. The most rarest card of Lugia. So I figured you already wanted to draw it because it's a good Pokemon to do for this. So you should do this. You should totally push with Lugia now. Obviously I won't have it done and fully printed and all by the time I will probably start sending out my first batch of cards that I sold on Card Market. But I will have sent out a few when I have them. And the set will be here for at least 2 more months before the next comes, Crowns the Need. I don't even know if it's now an extra set or a completely new set. 2 months seems a bit slow, but maybe I just got it wrong and it's not in 2 months, but in February or end of January at least. I don't know. At least there's a new set coming. Already announced and it has a lot of cool remons. So in Pokemon there's always the full arts have an extra gimmick. Currently it's V and V Max or V Star. I have absolutely no idea what the difference between V Max and V Star is. Or the pair, but some have V Max in the name and some have V Star, and they're kind of the same. Both evolve from a V Pokemon. Both are super strong and give you more. You gain more, you lose more with them. The whole idea of those Pokemon is they're super strong, but if you lose it, the enemy that killed your Pokemon or defeated your Pokemon gains more toward his winning match part. He's getting closer to winning a match than if you would defeat a normal Pokemon of yours. And the whole idea is with the to display the artworks mostly in the Gigantamax form that you have in current games, still currently games, Gen 8. you know. So the V-Star Pokemon would always be so giant. By the way, V and V-Star also been always been standalone Pokemon. So you can have like a a Glurak, Charizard I mean, and you don't need to evolve it first, because in Pokemon obviously you have also the evolving from the games in the card game, and you don't need to evolve those V Pokemons from the earlier stages. They are count as um, standalone, oh, space basic Pokemon, you could say, and the V Star and V Max are just like first stage. There's no second stage for this gimmick. And yeah, they have that for a while now. Then there's also like GX and EX Pokemon, Team Up Pokemon stuff. So they always made full arts of that. And those are really cool, especially those more rare ones. The alternate artworks are often cool. I mean, the normal Lugia V, not the V Star, but the V, looks so freaking awesome. A lot of people, including myself, actually like that one more than the alt art. The alt art is obviously worth more because it's harder to get, but I'm not alone if I say it looks not as good as the better than the alt art. Anyway, that's fun for the next few days. I might get some cards this weekend already because I can get them at my store where I work. As previously kind of hinted toward with the little story from yesterday. And I obviously also ordered myself a display. But that display is probably not coming before Monday. Always takes a little bit longer to arrive, unfortunately, if you order him online, not pick him up in the store yourself. But it's cheaper. I'm considering to maybe switch the store if someone may open up a local one, which is not a theory, but something someone told me he wants to do. Also, customer of ours, which I'm dying to see again, so I can give him my business card. Maybe I can give him a Lugia business card. Oh, it will be so great. I just realized because my current business cards are kind of shameful. I worked with the site before and everything was fine, and I used their template, like a Photoshop made template, to create my very, very simple business cards. And for some reason the scaling was off. And it's super pixelated. And I hate it. But it was, okay, they have this special feature of offering you free business cards. So on one side is your business card and the other is a little ad for theirs. And I'm not currently not that much on the hunt for customers, just slowly starting. So when I made those, I was like, I just want to have something to hand people that is not a piece of paper with a name on it. It's still a piece of paper, but it's a quality piece of paper, you know? Nothing handwritten, but something actually printed. As this year I was more focusing and still more focusing on finishing my design course that I'm doing online. I don't know, maybe we work on that final project together and stream. Because I actually can choose my final project. Like, their final project is like, you can make a corporate design for a model, a fashion industry, or another industry I just forgot. Or you do something completely different you want to do. You can choose your own company, an own company idea. It can be an existing one. It can be a fake one to remodel their design or create their design, or I don't know, make a band album cover, do whatever you want. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I create my perfect client, make a design for them, and also finish my final exam. Therefore, I have my final exam and a perfect example of what I can do in design for my perfect client. Isn't that great? Obviously, my perfect client will be streamer, so um, I'm currently still working out what the streamer name is gonna be, as that's a very important thing in making a good design. I let some random generated names. Ask my boyfriend. I had like I generated a bunch of random names in an online generator. Chose 4 of them that I found okay. Asked my boyfriend what he likes, and he came with new ideas. And I was like, I just wanted to take one of those. Can't you just choose one of those? He didn't. So I need to find a new one. This looked weird. It's better open. There we go. We drew Lugia. I love this Pokemon still. Anyway, I'm really excited for the idea of giving him that, though he might come in earlier. The whole idea is he told me he doesn't even have a name for his store yet. People who don't have a name don't have a logo. And people who don't have a logo usually have no audio visual appealing ideas for their business. And making the designs for uh, collectible and board game store, that will be so freaking awesome. I mean, there's not the first idea of a perfect customer, but realistic scene. It's a customer I'm really excited to work with if I can get that done. So I definitely want to give him the best business card I can offer. Currently, it's a pixelated Terra print, but maybe if this comes fast enough, it's an awesome Lugia business card of someone who collects Pokemon. Anyway, so yeah, yay! If you're excited how the print will look, you probably should follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Or join my Discord, you find the links below. While you're looking down there for links, you might also want to hit the nice little rectangle subscribe button. So, we finished the line, I drank a little bit, time to get the next thing done. I will actually put all my sketches in a folder, just so I have it a bit more overviewed. Creating some sort of order in your project might be good if you have many files. It's still pretty overview right now. But as soon as I finish Lugia and have to go for back and foreground stuff, there will be much more. Because I like to work with a lot of layers when it comes to that kind of stuff. I also got to see if I might even adjust Lugia. Like, I will draw Lugia normally and then I will probably make some light adjustments to it. So, to make it look even more dramatically without finalizing on anything before I have reached a point where that is necessary. Also, I want to go for this pen first because it has a much smoother edge. I like the little messy edges, but for my lines, but for the coloring, I need to make sure I have 100% precision. Yeah. Anyway, I asked you what your favorite Pokemon is, and I realized I didn't answer the question myself, which is rude. You're sharing your little bit of soul with me, so here's my bit. Obviously, one of my ultimate favorite and my probably favorite legendary is Lugia. Who would have guessed after 1.5 hours almost of talking, well, let's say 1 hour of talking about Lugia. The rest was then the other talk stuff. Anyway, apart of that, I'm also a huge fan of Arcanine. I don't know why, but I find it so cute. And ever since I saw how someone is riding on that thing in the anime, my biggest dream became riding on an Arcanine, which which actually came true in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. So I feel so fulfilled with that game, just for the feature of riding on Arcanine. I think Arcanine was also the reason why I took Pikachu. Because it was a Pikachu exclusive. The Eevee only got a Snubbilly cat. Why the hell would I wanted to ride on a Snubbilly cat if I can ride on Arcanine? Pokemon Let's Go Eevee was also to catch another one of my favorite in Shiny. My actual favorite Shiny Pokemon, Ponyta. I just adore this Pokemon with its blue flames. I already mentioned how I love the Galarian Ponyta because it's obviously fairy type and all that, and it looks like it has candy corn as main. But I also love the normal Ponyta. So in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, I have Pikachu, I actually went out and shiny hunted Ponyta. It was so tedious, but worth it. So I captured my very first plant shiny in Pokemon. So I did had shinies before, but the first time I actually hunted one was in Let's Go Pikachu. Just for the sake of being so cute in Blue Flames. Oh, that's also the reason why I hate evolving it. Rapidash just never looks as great as epic as Ponyta is cute. So I always want my non-shiny, my shiny Ponyta to be preserved as Ponyta. I even gave it I don't even know what's called in English, a Forever Stone or something like that. One that makes you not evolve at all to my Ponyta, just to make sure. It's unimportant for newer games because you can't evolve. Uh, um, in Legend Arceus you can't evolve without purpose. And obviously right now you can stop then. Give me a short moment, I get messages. People have to annoy me whenever I'm busy. I will paint along. Reading as good as it works. Anyway, so I read what I was written to. I always read by my boyfriend wines. It's could be important. Other people would ignore, mostly. If it was a private message, I might read over it, especially from work, but in a much less important sense, so I would just fly over, see if it's important. But my boyfriend obviously always gets priority. Is everything he tells me could potentially be important. So, back to what I was. Yeah, I love Shiny Ponyta. Actually, I tried to Shiny Hind the Alpha Rapidash in Legends Arceus. It didn't work yet. Could try more, but it was such a tedious project. Yeah, such a tedious work, and I spent so many hours trying to hunt it that I gave up at some point. She's not playing currently at all, so why even Shiny Hunt? Like the amount of effort I put into trying hunting this shiny. I know shiny hunting takes time, but still, I guess it's just not mine. One who knows, maybe we will try again with the new game. But I don't plan on streaming it much, so you won't see much of it. I do want to stream the initial weekend. Like, if possible, even non-stop, which will I not hold up to, but I would love to try. This gets pixelated so early, and I took a huge resolution. It's fully okay, given that it won't be that big. Like I said, I'm going to print it on a business card. It will never be that big that it needs to be seen perfectly this size. It's kinda sad. But the resolution is big, so it should be fine. I put in a pixel per inch of 400. For print, the recommended one is 300. So I went above the recommendation just to be sure. I wanted it to be crisp for you, but it's not. It is when I go back. Look at those crisp wings. Gotta say, for coloring, Lugia is an easy Pokemon to do. I mean, Pokemon's are a bit simpler because the details aren't that much there, and it's just a big white blob with some blue. I know I'm very oversimplifying it right now, but come on, look at it. I mean, it's my favorite Pokemon. It's one of my favorite. It's hard to choose one. Another Pokemon I really adore is Jigglypuff. I always liked it. I loved how he was singing. I always liked the singing theme stuff, I guess. So no wonder that I like Jigglypuff. Though it never been so popular in general, and I decided then to not bother that much with it, you could say. It was never so special, and then suddenly fairy typing comes, and it is a fairy type Pokemon, which makes it even better than it was before. Like, that's better than having your favorite Pokemon being cute and having a cute Pokemon you like already than having it in your favorite typing ever. Fairy. Obviously, everyone has their other favorite typings, but I always like fairy in general, the theme of fairies and having then a Pokemon type with the same name. Gosh, I missed out on the fairy element in Pokemon TCG. They put it in for the Sun and Moon generation when the type was invented, and they took it out again with Sword and Shield. But I have two fairy type cards actually. Maybe a few more, because I opened a few Sun and Moon boosters. But I went out and bought two fairy type cards. One of Sylveon, the Fairy Evolution, and one of Alolan Ninetales. which is also super pretty. And I love the foiling on the fairy type cards from Sun and Moon era. The Sylveon card is so adorable. It had like this cute little bordery around its image too. It's a normal card, but it had this border, and there was also the EV. I don't know. This was the most adorable card I ever seen, so I had to buy it. It's in a lightly played condition, and it cost me like $7. It would have cost so much more in a better condition, but I was like, I'm fine with lightly played. This card had only one purpose, to stand in an acrylic stand next to my good drawn cards and be looking cute, which it does do perfectly. Next, we're gonna do the blue types. I will start with this belly. No. 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 I think I'd go with this. Maybe a little bit brighter. Maybe less saturated. Yeah. Yeah. Soon I have it, I promise. Yeah, it's a good belly color. So yeah, Sylveon is my favorite evolution, probably. But I have a hard time. I feel like the EV thing is overrated. I love evolution, but I also hate stuff that is overrated. So it's never gonna be in my top Pokemons, you know? As cute as they are, and they deserve all the hype, it just feels overhyped. And like many things that are overhyped, I feel bored of them. Not always, but often. It's also probably a reason why I hate Pikachu. I just hate that thing. I love Raichu, I love Pichu, but get away with this stupid thing called Pikachu from me. If I want Pokemon stuff, you better not put a Pikachu on it. I get it. It's their mascot and everything, and it's okay to have one Pokemon chosen as your mascot. I'm really fine with that. I just don't want anything that's Pikachu related. Personal preferences. And I believe in a game like Pokemon, where there's so many creatures, there should be always enough fan service for everything. Because there will be always people that be like, oh, I wish they had something for this Pokemon, because this one is so cool. And sometimes you're like, really? You find that Pokemon cool? That one in particular? But it's their thing, okay? Let them love their Pokemon. Because there are people that like Pikachu. For some absurd reason. And there are people like me who like Jigglypuff, which doesn't everyone like. A lot find it just annoying and stupid, you know? I love Jigglypuff. So everyone their own. If you look for someone renting a Pokemon without any sense of self holdback about the Pokemon they like, you're in the wrong place. Everyone their own. People love Sephiroth for some stupid reason from Final Fantasy. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. But they like him, so you do you, girl. Maybe man, but mostly girl. Definitely mostly girl with Sephiroth. So, it's time for the blue. Anyway, I got away. I didn't want to talk about Pokemon I dislike. Doesn't matter. We only look at the nice things. Besides, we all know that this weird pink Wonder Beast thing or whatever it's called, Enormous or something, is the ugliest one of them all, of the newest generation and newest game Arceus. Just a side note, unimportant, but a fact. And my other favorite Pokemon, okay, I would say Arcanine. Arcanine, I mean. I said Lugia, obviously it's a Jigglypuff, Ponyta, especially the shiny one, also Alolan one, Galarian one. I like Vulpix and Ninetales, but I wouldn't put it at the highest tier. You cannot like it, it's so adorable. And as you will find, most of my favorites are in some kind, for me, adorable. Like Sprigatito. The most cutest cat in the universe. Actually, you know, there's Litten, the fire kitten from Alolan. Not a fan. I love the newest card in the new set because it looks like a cute little scared cat in a corner, and that's adorable. Scared cats are just something that melts my heart and makes me want to cuddle them. But the general design and the basic standard doesn't look so cute. I love the middle stage with the bell. That's adorable. Having a giant bell around his neck. And I don't have to explain why Cinnamon isn't cute, right? So yeah, there's always two types of cute. There's the general cute and the situational cute. A lot of things can be cute in certain situations. Like a cat scared in a corner that you just want to hug and tell him everything will be okay. That's cute. Baby Lugia, it's an amazing creature, but I wouldn't say it's cute. Except it's a baby, then it's cute. Because babies are often cute. Not all. Especially if they're really freshly born or hatched. Then they're a bit gooey and look weird. Can't tell me a really fresh hatched chicken baby is cute. As soon as they get the yellow fluff, yeah, that's super cute, but really fresh out of the egg, full of goo, or maybe clean just after that, they look a bit weird. And as if they were in pain. Feel bad for them. But soon they will grow to be cute chickens and then nice hens, I guess. Now that, my dear friends, is a nice Lugia drawing. Come a long way from our first sketch to get here. Actually want to draw over the lines. I did that with my avatar too. Not in stream, I did it afterwards because I forgot it, and I keep forgetting stuff like that. I make it simple. But I like the lines to be tinted. I just feel like it melts better with the artwork if the line is tinted. Pokemon doesn't do that, but I'm not drawing Pokemon style, I'm drawing fairy style. So who cares? You see, it's just slightly not black. But it looks much better. We might make an exception for the mouth. It's more reddish, so just in here we tint it to the red side. Actually, only the inside. Because the other one is at the edge and it can't have the blue tint. Yeah, it's the little details you need to do. I could actually go a tiny bit brighter for the white. Just a tiny bit. But I think I won't because it will get darker. We make some simple shading now, and then later we make some ambient shading to put it into the image, the background I have figured out for you. Remembering my concept earlier, maybe? That thing, right? Oh, doesn't work. This stuff, the stormy sea tile area. In full of effect, ready to roar out his windy blast, making it look extra epic. And I'm still scared on how I will make this work to look really good, but slowly we get there. So, cell shading. We just go on a light, make it easy, and make a clipping mask so I'm not drawing out. I don't have to do much about it. I might even use a multiplier here. Actually, no. I really don't want to do much. The typical Pokemon shading. It's supposed to be really, really simplistic and not too much. Where's no pen mode? Nope, not going overboard. I just want to keep it simple. I just areas that are big enough covering each other to have a shade. There's always two types of shading actually. You have the one that is self-shading and then light shading that's generated by light. And right now I'm just focusing on making some minor shading for areas that are generally in darkness because they just face so much down or just having each other covered like here. The body is just covering each other, so obviously you have shading here. Here we go. Now obviously is also very shaded down here. Here we go. Maybe here. Can use it to emphasize the bending. I don't do cell shading often, but when I do, it has a nice effect. I like soft edges, so yeah. Always a challenge making cell shading. But it can have a nice effect, and there will be a lot of less soft edging because we have to put this one after all into a scene that is a bit more cinematic. Just for the basic shading, I really want it simple. There we go. That looks great. Now, I think I need some for the blue here. Not much, just to show that it's behind it. There you go. It looks so much more lovely now. Feel like there's some uncolored areas in the blue actually. I don't want to end up having color issues, so let's just quickly fix them. Here we go. Now that looks like it will be right out of the game now, doesn't it? Yeah. Could you please save it? I know I already changed something, but come on. Need to save it again. Okay, the easy part is done. Let's figure out the background, or the foreground actually. I think the foreground makes more sense since it has a bigger impact, and the background just has to move with it. Because a dynamic rainstorm scene is difficult enough, also making the Pokemon do an epic attack is even more difficult. Because I have no experience with either of it. So let's just create another file for Lugia. One for the sketch. This is now gonna be our basic foreground. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a really obvious color to create it. One colored. Sounds maybe a bit weird, but that's how I'm rolling with it. I might draw some circles, you know? Just to get myself a basic concept, I might prepare some circles first. No fill. Can use the really bright one. Make it bigger. Okay, those are too big. Perfect. Now to make it easier, we lock them. Locking didn't work, so we ignore them. So, this is our base. Why is the second one not showing? It somehow didn't always do them. There we go. This is just for effect. I actually want to make them maybe a bit oval and angled, so it more looks like it comes from Lugia. You know what I mean? So we collect all the circles. Just the circles. Why do I only have 2 circles? I have 4 circles. Where's my 4? I had 2 circles on this thing? Interesting. I always thought it was impossible. Anyway. We go a bit back. And just morph it a bit around Lugia. It's actually normal also for it to start in front of it like that. I had an image that just indicated exactly that. And it's more like wind, so that's okay. Also, we have them kind of look like they are standing on each other, so I need to move them a bit front. So to get a better overview, we just move them. There, it's a bit annoying that they're on the same layer. I can rasterize this. I don't need to keep it in the way it is, so I can just make a layer via copy here. Or layer via cut. That way, this one can be now moved to. So I just take those and make them smaller. So I have my indication back on track where I need them. While they do have to make this pathway, they should still be on Lugia, going to a full view because I do want them to scale out, obviously. That looks about right. Now that we have those as our image, this is, like I said, it's just a little reference so we have an idea on how the lines are supposed to behave. Because it's supposed to come out really. I might place Lugia a bit more down. Yeah. Perfect. Gosh, people are blathering again. Anyway, ignoring people and making this artwork look great. Now I'm going to draw above that. Still keep the pink because it looks out well better, and this is just to get an idea on how I want things to be. I might even add a few lines. First. No. Forget that. I just draw it on. So, for the center, it's supposed to be like a whirlwind. The outside will be going a bit also into this direction. But the more it goes outside, the more straight the lines are supposed to be. I mean straight, but you know what I mean. Here we go. Now we can extend this to the edge. On where I want this to be fading out. I'm just making things up as they go to get a feeling for it. So don't expect the best of it. Also, I don't want to cover Lugia too much, so I try to keep it simple. Now we make like the swirly lines that go from one to the edges. Like this line is more for a little extra effect. This circle here, and then we make the outside really effectively swirl out. This is still just a rough indication, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, and here this is the part where we'll go into my text part. No need to make it that close to the Pokemon. So, masking this all out is not easy. Obviously I make it really rough, but this is just getting the shape in of the wind, so nothing of this will be seen. Just use pink to make it outstanding, and I will probably later draw white on it, and then work the edges out grey. It's important that it works toward white, because I will have a white edge on the card if I want it or not. I'm like business card design, so I need to figure it out. And I was like, I could just have it there and ignore the fact that it's there. And it'd just be like a border. But I figured, why not incorporate the white of the outside of the card, the business card design, that I will have, because that's a special print and it only works this way currently, into the design. Make it look like it's designed to be like that. It's not easy. Well, with a lot of work, you can make it work. Since it's not visible. Just to give this whole thing a more of a direction. Like this. It's a bit crazy, I know. With this we can work things out much better, and we can just make it invisible. See through to get a feeling on how Lugia is positioned in this more. So we'll turn down the opacity. It looks like Lugia is casting that, right? And this is, like I said, just a basic sketch to get the shape right. I knew this will take a lot of time, but I also want to finish this today. Hi, so much pressure on myself. Okay, there we go. Now the part that I'm kind of feeling super anxious about. Making this a thing. She wants a purplish blue. Go in a gray color. And just get started. Too much. I actually want to work with a finer brush just so I push myself to work out those details. Could you please pretend like you're not lagging Photoshop? I hate it when it does that. I also don't know why it sometimes lags. I mean, it's generally perfect. The lines can be messy, the whole effect is supposed to look messy. Wind is messy. I just don't like anything I just did. Okay. I think I start with a sphere. Now, next step we are now in is creating a simple shape, a solid shape. The other one was to get a simple draft of what we want, guidelines to work on. This time we want to work a little bit more thing. Like, it's just like I make base colors on my drawings. Just that instead of making base colors, I make base shapes. Okay, this is the sphere I want to create, so it's okay to have it a bit more spheric and hiding. So the idea is really to create the basic wind. I want it to be darkest gray below, so like a flame that gets brighter in the inside the wind too, because it's a stormy time, and he's casting a huge storm. So the wind is going to be super stormy. I like this, so I will work now above it to not ruin it. Whenever I created something I like, I should not ruin it. I like also the idea of having these stripes. Could you not do this? Thank you. So I will probably also work with those stripes. Okay, it's important to keep the swoosh going, and every swipe I make. Okay, do whip. No. No. This one is the hardest, I guess. Okay. That's okay for basic shape. Next, we need to work out those lines we just made. Because we want to create into a shape that looks like wind. So we're gonna work out making it a bit spicy around the spiky around the edges. Like flying wind. So it's time to get around the canvas again. And work out all these details. I like the way how I'm currently making my wind. It seems efficient enough to give it a nice form. Next. No, I like the way how it looks when you give a little extra an inch in it. So I might add some of those. Where I see fit. Okay. Go, and down here it shouldn't be visible anymore. So we can just get rid of anything beyond this. Nice. Yeah. Slowly working us out. Kansas, could you please not? It's so difficult if it program is mocking you. Oh well, it's just here and there random. I guess just gotta wait, and at some point get a better PC. Oh well, that's not an option. You can enjoy a beautiful wind gust we are creating right now. I'm surprised this worked so well. I was just trying to fix it up. Because I didn't dislike how it looked in general from just the spiral. And I figured it just didn't look windy enough. So, yeah. Making those things up as I go, guys. This is non-professional, honest artist work. I have a vision. But since I'm not used in drawing those types of things, it takes a while to make the vision come true. You can see, just by experimenting, trying things out, even you can create stunning artworks that look completely intentionally done. Maybe if I later show someone what they would never believe, I didn't even realize how to do the wind, just until I did that. Thank you, thank you. I find it funny when they applaud at the end of those songs. It's a bit like they're applauding me. Now, if that is not an amazing windscape, I don't know. Just look at that. It already looks nice. Also, we can take those out. We don't need them anymore. Yeah, looks like it's supposed to be something. Spiral forming energy blast of water or wind. And we have 4 that comes out of that. Anyway. Now for the effects. Like, I still want to go with this ring look, so we make like little lines in between those. I will make another layer because I don't want to lose anything of good progress I made. I love the sphere, I love those, and now it's about to make it ring forming. So I will make it like a spiral and I will slowly work myself out. I might even just do exactly that. Draw on them. Like my life depends on it. I can smooth things out just like I did with the other thing. I think for this area now I need to think I make some extra lines and I will use a different color to highlight them. Yeah, I want to work this out in a different color. So first what I'm gonna do is draw some lines to highlight the spiral. And not as our main layer, we don't ruin anything. That's the most important part. Protect our image. From any sort of destruction. We're already going at the edges here, so should use that as our advantage. And we'll mix into those a bit. There you go. Gosh, this looks so crazy. But we can make it work. Finding the start of it is difficult though. No? So the idea is just to connect the lines. Like that. Maybe draw a little bit in between. Then give it some more edge. You just slowly build yourself up by building the shape and then building the detail. There we go. I could probably also make it a bit in the floor work, but it's okay. Yeah. I want this to look as pretty as a card that could be painted. Imagine they would print a card with my design. That would be so cool. I doubt they would let me use it as a business card then though. I don't know, I like the idea of painting Pokemon cards. Like, official ones. They do sometimes make contests. Never entered one yet. It's new for me. I saved some of the artworks they made for the last one though. They were so pretty. This is the first time I feel like something I do could actually compete with them. You know what I mean? Probably, right? I mean, if you're an artist, most people love to progress like that are probably also artists. You will know what I mean, but looking at other people's stuff and feel so like, wow, artists can do that. It happens to all of us. Important is to always focus on your progress. I'm not saying I'm good at that, but it is the typical advice you will hear for it. There's no point in being jealous, because those people come from a background of learning. No, when I figured I make the spiral, I didn't thought I would work it already out to the edges like that. Like, this could be the final shape I need to create for my vision. I figured I'm not even closely done with the wind, but it will probably be perfect. I'll make a small color overlay maybe in between. No. See, enough planning helps us visualize better. And from here on, this will just become the background. Like, I will make a thin layer of non-background in here still, but this is the edge where it melts together. Now imagine seeing this in its full glory. Ah, it will look so beautiful. You actually need to make sure it's solid though. I don't want anything leaking through. Okay. Now, for the final stage, I will color the down part later. I just want to keep the form right now. Yeah. Okay. Finish the down base. Now I just color that in real quick. Go back to the regular size and keep on making this roll. So in this area it will be very close to each other. Kind of gives them also the look of growing out. This is what we're gonna do. I want to have this actually a little bit more fat down on this side. Oh, yeah. We can take the pink out now, and you can already see how epic this will look. Ah, it makes me so excited. I probably will make like the inner part a bit more see-through, obviously, to make it easier to access. Now we just need to make it more sharp though, and for that we will take the eraser tool. So it was what we did earlier, but this time with this roll. By erasing here and there, we make it sharp. It looks much more aggressive when windy. Can also be much less precise because this is not. It just gives it a better vibe to have it messy. This is a sharpening. As long as our edges are sharp, we can do whatever we want with this. It's pretty close to Lugia. I do want it to be small. Oops. Just realized that I'm drawing over the edges. It's okay, we can fix this. I thought I had a new layer, but I must have accidentally set it back. But I'm not going to draw this again, so I can just fix the outer lines. Yeah. Can't believe it's all on the other line now. As we can fix it. Don't believe the downlines are so important that we need to worry about those. It will look much better when we draw it again, probably, because we know much more what shape we want to go for. And yes, this is just me talking into saying it's okay because I don't want to draw the entire swirl again. Also, don't mind if I accidentally break up the swirl on a part, because that gives it also depth. I let these random little things happen in there while I erase the unimportant some to spike it up, because that is what actually makes it look so wild and crazy. Like, sure, things that look weird I would take out, but let it be wild. It's a wild attack. It will be wild. Now the effects we create along the way, though, are stunningly beautiful. Like, just from what we did right now, I can see this being a good effect. Even if we lose half of our other lines that we need to redraw then. You can't even be mad about me. Because I created something much more beautiful right now. Just be careful, the bigger it gets, the more I will tend to not have on everything. So I need to make sure I don't have random lines. It's okay to have it messy, but it should still look intentional messy. If you get what I mean. Should have probably gone a bit bigger with the lining. Well, not lining, but the areas. Just marking much more so more can be erased. It's a bit thin to erase and get those big shapes in that I had envisioned. It was actually attention breaking. I just felt like it was a good place for it. As you work your way up there, just be confident that every line stroke you do will work out and fine. And you see how quick I move my mouse. I'm not thinking. I'm just doing. Whatever bothers me gets erased. There we go. So, I have it soon done. Did you guys know he is the, Lugia is the guardian of the ocean, living in the ocean, but it's not a water type. It's flying psychic. Kinda weird, it's a dragon living in the ocean, but it is neither dragon nor water type. But I mean, of course it's not. We know Game Freak, right? Oh, I know Game Freak. They don't like doing obvious things. Charizard, only in his mega form, is dragon type. And even that I just found out recently. Alright, I accidentally erased something I didn't want to do, and now I'm hating it ever since. Yeah, gaining another size gain, making this even harder to form. Just got used to the new size. Yeah, here we need to be a bit more careful. We don't want to have those edges erased since they get closer here. Might already start drawing in here. Since we already added. Now, get the shape in as early as possible. But I might need to increase my eraser for there, so I will not work it out further. Can be a bit more selective here. This is where shaping is really important. You can see me also work in lines now, recreating some texture that got erased for form. Huh? Photoshop is slow again? Okay. This is the part where I now go slightly bigger with my eraser. Just because the cracks that I need to create, I need to be bigger. I don't necessarily dislike this, I just need this to be more in my favor. Here we go. This point you really want to work with both pen and eraser to shape those clean edges. There we go. Just a bit more. Yeah, already in the outer circle. And we have everything worked out. Yep. At the edge we don't need to make so much, we just need to make sure we have points. But a lot is already created, since we only have one direction anymore. Yeah. Mhm. There we go. Sorry, I'm a bit focused. No, it's my final thing. I just don't want to mess it up. Because I'm almost done with this hideous part. Not that drawing this wind is hideous, but it's a bit on my edge right now. Not just as difficult for me as I have never done something like that. I also feel like the big areas are difficult to erase. This looks so cool though. Next, we're gonna fix the gray area. It doesn't matter if it takes on the same color. So we're just gonna paint over it. Should I come back shiny to create the windy look that we earlier erased? I don't know. Just work it out. Mm-hmm. Oh well. It's so annoying that we lost so much. But we will work it out. Hmm. Okay, I think we have half most worlds done. Hey, let's go back and look at our win. There is one stormy attack. No, what we can do, and I will deactivate it later, is we take his red transparent pen and just paint over a wind like that. There we go. Lugia is visible again. That is just a preview on how I want things to look like. Obviously at the edges I need to be careful since I do want it to go to the white. Oh, that looks really epic. Oh, we will disable this for now because we need to work out on color layering. Do I add some, I don't know, cutaways? So weird, whenever I look at my streaming time, it's different. It was 1 hour, then it was almost 2, then suddenly it was 1 hour something again, and now it's almost 0 again. How am I supposed to know how long I streamed? Guess I can count. It's been 3 hours. So, I need a short break. Gonna be right back. You can enjoy my little self-made anime egg here while I have a short break. Okay, this was supposed to loop, but I guess not. Anyway, I'm back, so it doesn't matter that it didn't loop. Where did I put my glove? Glove? Oh, it's not there where I need it. So, give me a short moment of preparing, and then we will continue in this beauty. I already know what I'm gonna do next. Next, I will start by doing some coloring. God, it got dark. Let's activate some lighting. Shortly, give me a moment. If I don't see anything except my screen, this will hurt my eyes, and so eyes can draw. Good. There we go. No, that's not bright enough. Now there's one lamp behind me that I can control with my phone, but I had it set to quite low light as we used it while watching a movie. Anyway, I was doing this. I probably just put this out Delete. We don't need that. We can do a new one since we're done. First, I'm actually going to choose this color and a brighter version of this color. That goes maybe a tiny bit more to the blue. And create blur. Okay, we're supposed to have the bright part in, not out. But okay. This way I make it lighter to the edge automatically, which will essentially help us. With the vision I had in mind. So it will desaturate slowly. This is gonna be now a clipping mask, and actually before I'm doing that I wanna work smart, not hard. We will work with inner glow. That's outer glow. Which you also can maybe use, but right now we want to use inner glow. We have it center. And be really white. Not completely, but maybe a bit more bluish. Now the idea is to make this the effect of windiness in this a bit stronger by already, you know, cheating. If you want to call it a ray. Yeah. I think this goes in the well direction though. The edges will need some extra work, but otherwise it's fine. Yeah. Now, we can go on this layer to work things out. First thing that bothers me, obviously, is obviously how fast it becomes as bright. Doesn't work. So we put this into a folder. Sometimes folders are your best friends. Because when you do layer effects, it often you can make clipping masks on it and work all above that. But if it's in a folder and you work above the folder, it doesn't care. So what we're gonna do is we just pick the color that is at the edge, go small, and just work inside. I think I chose the background color instead. Maybe or even a bit more colorful. At this you create a pattern that looks much more like wind, even on the big ones. All we do is just follow the flow. It is loading again. Smaller the areas, the better it works still, but yeah. I might even want to put some in from the outside. I want this area to go into white, I know. Well, it accidentally took away a clipping mask, which is bad because then I won't clip it on it. We only want to draw above our ear. God, I still can't believe this looks so amazingly great. And I was thinking I will mess it up. Looks like I saved it. Years of practice. I might even make some singular darker lines in between. Just to highlight the effect of a spiral. Okay, now for here I want to make some go back so it doesn't look so weird. And this doesn't look needs to look perfect, as we will work it out. By just smudging it. That's a big smudge. Can use it maybe on the edges down below, but not more. The idea is to bring the whole thing together by fading it out. Now, we came to the main part, and that is white. For that, I would like to try out this pen. Maybe even this. I feel like this one will have a nice texture. Doesn't seem to work. Oh, I'm still on the smudge tool. Of course it doesn't work. Yeah, some brushes it would just take up for smudging. Be careful. Could you open this stupid file? Thank you. Just realized that I can't fix the errors I'm seeing if I'm using the wrong pen. Now we go back. I think this would, like I said, just do fine with what we want to create. Maybe that was a bit too small. I might actually make also gradient above this, where you know how I put the other one, made the gradient outside goes brighter. Just this time it goes uh also brighter actually, yeah. I might also put the ball above everything else. I think the easiest way is to just do it again like we made the first thing. Start with those and work outward, and then follow the spiral. God, this will look so amazing. I'm just so excited now that I got the hard part done. I mean, I still have to do the background, but just this background. And then we also need to make some epic shading for Lugia itself, so it doesn't look wrong. Yeah, because right now it looks weird having those epic whirlwind around Lugia, obviously. We will work on that. Yeah, boyfriend came home a bit earlier than expected. I better said I'm taking longer with this than expected. I wanted to do stuff before he comes home, which I didn't done yet. But it's okay, I will do them later. He just has to be a bit patient. Could you just work out? Go on. Why is not taking in any buttons? And down here it will be a different thing anyway, so we can go back to the spiral. Should already start working on. It is some random strokes. We also make the edges a bit brighter at some areas. Some of our edges also do have wind on them. There we go. I feel like I reached a point where I'm in focus state. It's definitely added to talk right now because I just want to focus and Photoshop keeps bugging me. So yeah. If it's too bad, I might just make a break and finish this off stream. That way I can also get distracted when my boyfriend being home because I know I didn't do as much as I wanted to do and it will annoy him. Okay. And an annoyed boyfriend annoys me. There we go. I will at least finish the window so you can see the basic idea and then the sky I make myself without you. And shading Lugia obviously. Give us this epic shading. Put it into the artwork that we are creating around him. Oh, this wind really looks amazing. Yeah, doing whatever I plan to do right now. I can't wait to see the final product. Hope you guys are also excited. I just cool. Something comes together. Put a lot of effort in. It's the fun part of creating, and being reminded of that is a bit nice once in a while. Especially when just getting back into it. I had a long artist blog. I told the artist blog I don't care anymore about you. I'm going to work now and be successful. A bit difficult to see against the background here, but we can make it work. Inner lines are difficult because they have a dark color similar. Nice. I'll work it a bit out. I'll let those feel alone. I might actually draw more Pokemon next week. For Saturday, I already know what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be a surprise. And you will find out on Friday. I usually always put my stream up settings up for Friday. So on Friday you will see what I'm planning. If you subscribed or follow me on any social. I really feel weird to say that the time, but you need probably to advertise it a bit more. When people do say a video or have an animation, which you're planning on doing, Just need to figure out when I do time lapses of my yard. If I didn't stream, I make it not look weird. There's a bamboo pop up all the time. Hey, now we reached the bigger pond. I'm gonna zoom out, make this brush a bit bigger, and just work myself from the corner. Clearly, I think I work myself toward the corners. Yeah, that looks much better. Can still work on the exact whitening. Right now it's just working to the corner. I can just draw over like that and make it a white border. If you work with a textured brush, it's a bit difficult to use the normal eraser, but it's still manageable. Sometimes I switch my eraser to the brush I'm using if it's possible. Some brushes are designed to be used with one tool and one tool only from the ones I downloaded. But it's generally always good to keep in mind that you're also erasing a pattern you're using to keep it more inclined. Okay. There we go. This area is particularly not my favorite. Because the angle is not easy. I should probably just rotate this canvas, but like I mentioned earlier, I'm terrible at making shortcuts for that. So I rotate my wrist and my view and my arm and my body and everything around it. Manage the hardest part. Oh, thank you for the subscription. Welcome. And I could say name Bone Chings, which is my boyfriend, so hey. The thank you right is enough for now. He knows what I mean. I didn't particularly ask him to do so, because I know my content won't be the most intriguing to watch. And YouTube videos suggest that asking friends and family for likes isn't working on the long run. Because it's better to focus only on the people that will enjoy your content. While he always will support my content, he isn't my target audience. I think I'll work a little bit bigger here. Just because I can. Okay, let's make a few single stripes. Just to get the basic idea in. And then I work the details, the main thing out in big. That way, keep the design of the smaller stripes. So the texture, I mean. But I also cover it efficiently. I can't wait to go back and look at all of it in one go. You know, when it's all winded. Still need to do the ball. I'll have to look perfect at the bottom because that part won't be visible soon. Photoshop, place, finish. Thank you. Yeah, work at the last edge where it's important to stay small. See, we get much more in with less effort. But we have the stripy look of it. Use small touches to just cover enough to have it look intended. And go a little bit smaller again. Just to make some more stripies. No? This is what we got. Oh, that looks so awesome. Perfect. Now for the ball, which we will now drag on top of it. First, we start by erasing whatever this is. My ball only contains of this, get it? Okay, another task we can run. What's this? Now it perfectly centered the ball. Here I really want to work out with my brush myself. So I start with some big swirls. Maybe put some blue mirror in it. Now a bit of a color we don't have in the original and the other wind part, but it's okay. Now we take the white. I actually will reduce the opacity so it's impossible to paint completely opaque. For me. I have made this little pattern, first accidentally, then on purpose, which I'm now gonna use to bring in the white. And there we go. I don't think I need much more. I only use the brushing tool here just to smear it down. at the edge. Just choose me. So it's impossible to see exactly where the lines come from. There we go. As already done earlier, we now will make Hero Lion Mask. Don't get too opaque actually. We can full use this one. Okay, might bring it in again. In the swirl. There you go. This looks epic. And that's also where we're gonna leave for today. This is what we have, and I will work out the rest probably later today. But I need a break. We've been drawing for over 3.5 hours. I would like to welcome my boyfriend home, and yeah. I'm really proud of this. Gonna finish it. We'll share it on social at another point. See you guys around, and thanks for being here.